Hey, how's it going everyone? In today's video, we are going to be talking about the best dragon build in patch 1.09. If you guys did not know, in the last patch, the Roar Medallion Talisman was bugged. In the recent patch now, there has been some adjustments towards this. If you look right here on screen, some of the bug fixes, quote, fixed a bug where a Roar Medallion Talisman effect didn't increase the power of some incantations, end quote. So now it's actually worth using. Before it was just crap. So now in order to create this build, let's talk about the items that you need. We are first going to talk about the seal. If you head over here towards the northwest, you can then go across this poison pool over here at Stranded Grave. This can be found right at the start of the game. It's right before the lift that you take up, so that you are pretty much introduced to the whole entire open world within Elden Ring. We could then go down this path here where the chariot just went, and you could then go in between these gaps or these open spaces and just kind of chill right here. You then want to proceed downwards and just rush. Just run it. Do not risk it for the next one. Yet when we do reach the next one, we can then jump down towards the right. This is a great way to avoid the chariot altogether. So let's go ahead, go down, and then face towards the west. We are going to then sprint all the way downwards. I will speed this up just a bit here. We are going to then have the choice to go down or up. We are going to then take the right side up. Now from here, it's just a straightforward path. Follow it all the way up until you reach the last room here. You will then want to take out the fella at the end. You will then be rewarded with the Dragon Communion Seal. This is a great seal to use, and it can be acquired early game. Once he has been defeated, he will drop the Dragon Communion Seal that I just mentioned a few seconds ago. You can also pick up the Dragon Wound Grease as well. This is where it can be located at, which is near first step. Now moving on, we are going to head over towards the Volcano Manor. We are going to interact with Tanith, and then she will give us a key. We can go towards the right, open up this door. There will be an illusionary wall here that you can then go through. We just want to continue towards the southwest, and then we will reach this next room. There will be this mini boss located on the left side. Just rush towards the right, and then we can proceed up here, and we'll be inside the church. Claim that lost grace, then head outside, take a right, and then jump on top of each roof. And then you will need to drop down below. Now that we are on this roof, we can then drop down below and then continue towards the south here. We want to reach the solid ground, which can be found behind this building. Then once you're here, go up the stairs and then take a left and then take the lift up. There will be an enemy on the top here that we can avoid, and then we need to go through and enter inside the building. What's going to happen is once we do enter in, there will be a god skin that will pop up. Once defeated, you can then go towards the right and take the lift. Now for myself, I have already defeated this boss, so I'm going to take the lift up here on the right, go all the way up, continue forward, drop down below. There will be these lava slugs, and then just continue watching, and I'll catch you guys towards the end of the clip. So now, towards the end, you will see the teleporter. You will want to interact with it. This will teleport you towards the audience pathway. You will see a mist door, go through, and then once you are through, you should see the boss at the end. You can use the Serpent Hunter to help defeat this boss. Now, when you have defeated Rykard, you will receive the Remembrance of the Blasphemous. You can then head over towards the Round Table Hold. We can then go towards the Finger, go towards the Maiden, interact, and then we want to go towards the top here, and we are going to then buy the Blasphemous Blade. What we're going to do next is talk about dragon incantations. What you want to do is head towards a Limgrave, specifically the first step, Lost Grace. We want to head towards the southeast. We are going to drop down below. You should see some flying bats as well. Continuing towards this way, you will see a couple of enemies that are chilling near a bonfire or a brazier of some sort. When you get close enough, there will be a dragon that flies in, destroys everything, and then eventually you will battle it out. When you have defeated this dragon, you will receive two things. Of course, you are going to receive the dragon heart, yet you will unlock Afgale, or however you say this name. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. You will receive that incantation. Next up, we are going to head over here towards the Cathedral of Dragon Communion. From this exact Lost Grace, we want to head towards the west. We are going to pick up another dragon incantation, as well as a dragon heart. In this general direction towards the northwest, you will see a rotten dragon. When you have defeated this dragon, you will receive that incantation, and this will be available at that exact cathedral. So this is what's great about this, is once you defeat this boss, you can just go back towards the cathedral and then purchase it. Now moving on towards the third dragon. This can be found over here towards the Farum Great Bridge. You can then locate the dragon that's directly in the middle here. When you have defeated this dragon, you will receive another dragon heart, which is vital. We definitely need these dragon hearts in order to purchase the dragon incantations, because without it, we're kind of stuck. And of course, we need to talk about the last dragon heart that can be found next to the academy, as well as a Lost Grace called Temple. You can then defeat the boss here. Some of you may have already done this because you have to acquire the glintstone key in order to enter the academy. Yet, nonetheless, you will receive the dragon heart. Let's head back towards the cathedral that I just showed you on the map a few seconds ago. We can then interact with the communion. Let's now purchase some incantations. I'm going to first purchase Decay, which can be found right here on the right side. Then I'm going to purchase that, as well as it's going to cost me 2 of those dragon hearts. From there, I'm going to go down and purchase Dragon Claw and Dragon Maw. Once I have both of those, I'm good to go. The other option is I can also purchase the Afgale Flame, yet instead I'm just going to purchase Decay. This is where the choices can be made. You might be wondering, why are we sticking with just 3 incantations? I will explain that here in just a moment. Now, if you want to purchase Afgale Flame, then definitely do it. It's probably Afgale or Afgales. I don't know. I'm butchering it anyways. Continue towards the round table, and then we're going to interact with this fellow on the left side. You will want to purchase the Catch Flame. Now, like I've mentioned earlier, this is where we have some choices, because you can use Catch Flame with the 3 dragon incantations, or you can just use 4 dragon incantations with the Blasphemous Blade. Moving on towards Talismans. We want to head towards the Limgrave Tunnel, head towards the northwest. You can then drop down halfway. This is just to speed things up a bit. Continuing towards this general direction, you will see that there's going to be some cave miners in here. Go past them and then go towards the south, or the northeast, excuse me, and then we'll take the next lift down. What's going to happen at this point, we're going to then drop down again, but this time do not take the lift all the way down. Drop midway, continue towards the south here, and then what you should see is, of course, another lift. Take this down. This will be a 3rd lift taken down, and then we'll go ahead and go straight forward. You should see this door here, wooden door, push it open, and then you want to defeat the troll that's inside. You will then be rewarded with the Aurora Medallion. Let's continue on towards the second talisman. This can be located over here at Altus Plateau. Once you are over here at Altus, you do want to head towards the left side here. We want to specifically face towards the northwest. We are going to head towards the Lux Ruins. This can be found right over here towards the front portion of the Grand Lift. And you just want to go towards the left there if you are taking it from the lift exactly. Yet if you are traveling from a Lost Grace like I have, it will be on that left side. Continuing towards the Lux Ruins, you can then drop down below. There will be a mini boss in here that's not powerful at all, so you can take it out easily. You will then go towards the next door here, interact with the chest, and now you have the Ritual Sword Talisman. This increases your damage when you are max health. The Lost Grace is Altus Plateau, of course, and there you go. The third talisman can be found over here at the Crystal Tunnels. We want to locate this exact tunnel towards the north, and you can then go inside. Once we are inside, we want to locate the specific Lost Grace that can be found on the left side here. Claim it and then take the ladder that can be found on the right. Go all the way up and then proceed forward. You will then enter in a big room where there's some crystals, there's those cave miners, as well as these annoying insects that you guys probably know about if you've already been in here. It can be annoying. I've even mentioned in my previous build video how much I dislike these fellas. So continuing towards the southeast here, we are going to then drop down below. You can pick the item up there if you like. We are going to then proceed towards the south, skip past this guy, and then take the lift all the way up. Once you are all the way up here, we can then continue towards the west, and we want to take that ladder all the way up. As I've mentioned before in my previous video, this is where you may end up being defenseless because you're climbing up a ladder and some of them can attack you. If you have successfully went all the way up without dying, this is good news because you're close by towards the next talisman, and this can be found towards the northeast where you can find these insect fellas or whatever you want to call them. The talisman can be found over here next to the corpse, and this will be the Faithful Canvas Talisman. This increases your incantation damage and it's quite useful. Now, of course, the improved version of this talisman can be found over here at the Church of Plague. If you interact with Millicent on the left side there, you can then go downwards, talk to Gowry, and once you've interacted with him and you've completed about halfway towards his quest so that Millicent can then stand up, you do want to defeat her, and what will happen is it will trigger this whole scenario over here at the shack. Now, warning, if you do take her out early, you are going to miss out on a lot of the quest. You can just complete the quest and then come back here. Either or will work. So what I'll do here is take out Gowry. Since I've already taken out Millicent, I will be rewarded with a bell as well as the next talisman up, which is the improved version of the Faithful Canvas. Instead, this is the Phlox Canvas Talisman. And the last talisman can be found over here towards the Saints Bridge. If you head over here towards the west, you will hear Alexander talk about how he's stuck. And I've mentioned this in my previous videos, and I'm just going to talk about it again for video purposes. If you take out Alexander early here, once you've popped him out of his hole, you will be rewarded with the Warrior Jar Shard. Now, get this, if you complete this whole entire quest, you will be rewarded with the better version of that talisman. The talisman is Shard of Alexander, and this greatly improves your skills. So definitely worth using, especially since we are using Blasphemous Blade. This build is insane after the recent patch 1.09, because of course, as I've mentioned at the start of the video, it was completely bugged. Now the damage is really good, and this is only towards breath attacks, roar attacks. Now there are some options with this build. You can use 2 seals, or what you can do is use 1 seal in one hand and use the Blasphemous in the other, and you can essentially use one and then use the other. Or if you run out of FP, you can just switch towards your Blasphemous. Now if you're running 2 seals, there is a benefit to it. This does increase your incantation damage, yet on the other hand, you're sort of defenseless if you do run out of FP. So this is where the Blasphemous Blade comes in hand, because even if you do run 2 seals and then you use your Blasphemous Blade right afterwards, yeah, that absolutely works. So try that out as well. What I like about this build is it is quite strong, and I will show some more clips here at the end versus bosses and all that stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. Whenever I started this in the morning, I'm extremely tired. This is when I upload these videos and edit them and all that good stuff. And yeah, I hope you guys appreciate the time that I do put into these videos. And if you do, give the video a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, leave them at the end of the video. And yeah, let's talk about it. Thank you guys for staying subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, definitely do so. I just pause it. Subscribe, click the notification bell, just do all that good stuff, and I'll see you all in the next video.